3:24 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. It's still the 15th of September 2023 at Weaver John Z, Roseman, California. Making a boo-boo is, I know they say it's part of being human, but sometimes I could be a very insensitive asshole. And the other videos were clean enough, but this one's not. I hold myself in contempt on this one. Should take it easy, but man, I was insensitive to it, gentlemen. There's no call for it. None. And I don't know how many times I can apologize to him for that. This friend of mine was talking about a young woman's life being made fun of by insensitive louts. Right wing scum of the earth, apparently. Well, the problem is, despite them having their own opinions about how things should be, that's their own damn mental hang up. I usually don't go after people specifically unless I really got to burp my ass on them. And I listened to their viewpoints about a young woman who is a poster, a trender, and she's trying to be noticed and trying to get followers. And she's trying to tell people, you know, this video's been out there for a while, so they decided to pick up on this one and make her life a living hell because they think they can. I can be insensitive loud by forgetting my place sometimes. Hurting people is never the thing in my life. My mother never raised me that way. But then again, she'd also hurt people too. So you talk about being hypocritical in the family. A lot of things. Just tried to make a joke out of a few things, especially between me, Dave, and Ma. That was my mother for you. What do you expect? She loved us. She cared about us. And she had a wicked sense of humor. And I missed the living crap out of her. Yesterday, triggers left and right. It reminded me of how empty I knew missing family was like. I was explaining in the other video concerning about this one memory I had concerning about the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. Mularam taking a guy's heart out and he's having a ball with torture and pain and having a heart burn up. Is that because the guy who just got his heart ripped out got burned up alive in lava? And having the pain of losing people left and right, devoid of a heart that beats. That's the hardest damn thing to get through. Some days you can deal without the pain because you think you can dull it away one way or another. And other days it comes back and haunts the living crap out of you. You can't stop the waterworks. You can't stop the emotional roller coaster. You have to keep going through it and then deal with the depression after in the morning and sometimes dealing with aftershocks of the damn thing. I thought geologic events were bad enough, but man, the emotionals are just as devastating. I know what it's like to lose people. I tell you, at times when you get so damn callous about it, and I've gotten too many damn times, I had to be callous about it because I had to live, I had to function, I had to work, I had to. It hurts when I get insensitive to somebody else. I start to care about. I have to be thoughtful. I have to be treading carefully with others because I don't want to hurt them either. And it's not right being put into situations like that. As I walked into myself. Sometimes situations like this, you know, I guess the more openly sensitive I am, I guess the more human I feel. I know what it's like to be an emotionless zombie, not caring about anybody else but your own damn insecurities. Breathing upon that damn stuff for a hell of a long while. I've been through that too many damn times. And I'm still having a hard time with myself right now as it is. How do I deal? How do I cope with it? I don't know. But it hurts. It hurts. I don't give a shit what the people talk to me about. Actually, if they're going to be talking about me or against me or anything else like that, screw them. Not worth it. What does matter is the people I offended and hurt that I still need to make amends to. The people that I actually do care about, and there's not so much. Not being as selfish and self-centered and egotistical about the damn shit. I'm just like one of them, a Karen. I have to be better than that in here. I don't care about the mortal corpse that I exist in. Badly bloated and rotting away. They can say all the damn nasty stuff they get about me. A lot of people will take injured pride, injured ego, and injured feelings concerning about how their family doesn't rate, and if they happen to hear anything negative about them, they go ape about it. I suppose I should. The only thing I could tell them is, I know more about my family than you do. You can say all the damn shit you want because I know you're dumber than dog shit. You can say it because you want to see a reaction one way or another. It only demonstrates what kind of a fool and idiot you are. And the thing is, I already know I'm a fool and an idiot. So what the hell that makes you? A complete waste of oxygen? Yeah. See, when I hear things about people arguing about other people because they think they're morally right and superior, I'm like, oh great. Now what am I dealing with? The maggot generation again? They just don't give a shit about people left and right. They gotta care about their own selves and they gotta care about self-destruction. I don't give them credence, and I'm not about to give them that much name recognition anyway, because I think I am not going to give them that satisfaction. Friend of mine on the East Coast, he's got that issue. I mean, he's finding some stories to talk about, and he found out about this one, so it ticked him off and it upset him a great deal about these guys. She's probably clueless of what's going on. And if she had found out about it, I don't think it'd be affecting her that much. Unless, of course, she's really going to be in a situation where it's going to be mattering that badly that she has to be dependent upon people's reactions or thought patterns. Even their opinions would hurt. What was the old adage? Sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. You got a sensitive soul, yes, it will. And you're dependent upon everyone else's support, charity, feelings, anything and everything. Yeah, it does hurt. Been there. Trying to get out of it. Oh, I had a long time ago. I talked about this one. I'll probably talk about it and just still got a neighbor out there that avoids me like the plague. Helped me and my brother out when we needed it the most when we got into this apartment, bug-fisted apartment here right now. It was nice at first, but then a couple of years back, right after Dave's death, ran into a situation with somebody on the property. Long story short, he goes after me. I talked about this in other videos in the Wind Files on that. And we hadn't spoken to each other in a hell of a long while. There's been a hell of a lot of animosity towards each other. All I wanted to find was what the fuck was going on during that night. Crazy lady comes on over here, strung out, 20-something-year-old. Never seen her before, but she somewhat looked familiar. Don't know why. I say, I know, I got her inside my apartment over here. We're trapped in my bedroom, and I'm getting the cops called on her. And she's doing some work up in my damn cabinets and stuff. I don't know what her major malfunction was. Took me a few hours just to clean the whole place up. Now, my neighbor didn't want to talk to the cops about it at all. He was yelling and screaming at me because of the damn thing. And right in front of management, too. Guy still lives here. He kept telling me, don't ever talk to him again. Don't ever talk to him again. You best not talk to me. All I wanted to know what the fuck was going on during that middle of the night before all the hell broke loose. Was he involved in something? But he didn't want to say anything about it. So I know his pride and his ego and his attitude sucked. And still does to this day. I haven't forgotten about the asshole. Or the incident. He never forgave me because I called the cops on him and he already had some experience with the cops a long time ago. Very bad. Got him in this condition that he was. So I talked about him a great deal on this one. Somewhere buried in the files, and I don't even know what the name of the damn thing is. But, yeah. Last I saw him was one of my neighbors that I actually do keep in contact with. I keep an eye on her from time to time just to see how she's doing. She got kids, got married. They'll spend time with her mother or mother-in-law. She was talking with the guy because she's got no animosity towards him and he doesn't have any towards her. And I sure as hell didn't want to cause any rifts, so I stayed the hell away from both of them. I cared about her more. But the other guy, if I was really going to be an asshole about it, I would be saying some stuff to him. Right now, I just don't want to deal with him. I just don't want to get into a Karen situation, you know. I just don't. The only thing I can do for the guy is just pray for him, and that's about it. Just pray for him. I'm not praying that he leaves. I'm just praying that God takes care of the guy. And out of my hands. If he's out of my hands, I don't want to deal with him. I really don't. Because there had been a lot of times we could have repaired our relationship. But I guess it's not meant to be, so I just walk my dog, take care of my own damn business, and stay the hell out of his area. And I deal with what I got to deal with. Yeah. It kind of sucks when you have friends or people you want to have friends and you lose them left and right. It's not exactly the death of people that drives me crazy as well as the loss of people leaving me. And that's just as bad. That just it leaves me also emotionally devastated. All my life I had been clinging and needy. Maybe I was the leech. Maybe I was the emotional leech. Maybe I wasn't a good family member or a good friend for a lot of people. I have to admit it. But then again, I've also noticed how much I can be ghosted. Other people have their own lives. I have to live mine. I have to live mine to the best of my ability, and then if I don't attract anybody, that's all right. I deal, I cope, I emote, I function. They'll say whatever they want, and I hear, and I live in my life. They just want to see what their reactions are going to be. They want to see what kind of a pain in the ass they can be to the other person and revel in it. Let them have fun. Then I'll probably ask them, then what? Then what? You're going to be a pain in the ass to a lot of other people and it makes you feel better? Are you that are you that totally devoid of things in your life? I'm not talking about physical things. I'm talking about things that matter the most. I think I said this once before. Jack Palance in the movie City Slickers. That's Billy Crystal. They're having a scene where Billy Crystal had spent a night on the prairie watching over cattle, or actually stray cattle, and it was too late for them to catch up to the main herd. So they're talking about things, and one of them, Jack Palance, pulls up his finger and says, "This one thing, everything else doesn't mean shit." And Billy Crystal's trying to figure that shit out. It's like, what that means? So you got to figure it out. You got to figure that one thing out for yourself. And Billy Crystal learns the hard way of cattle. His character learned on a cattle drive that even others have to be sacrificed. You can have a calf, and the calf's going to grow up to be part of a herd someday. But the mother, she was too badly injured. She wasn't going to make it. I couldn't stand watching that movie after that. I had to turn it off. I was watching it on streaming. See, I've become more sensitive about things, life, and everything else. Maybe consider it my eyes opened up, my heart screwed up, and now I have to see things in a different light. I know how it is to lose family members. I know how it is to be abandoned by others. I know how it is to live alone. And maybe a lot of people will be blaming everybody else for that one. I said, fine. Is that going to help? Is that going to solve? I just have to cope and deal with it and move on. Pray about it, but that's about it. I can't change the families. I can't change their past. I can't change anything about them one way or another. And if I'm not going to be part of their lives, then I'm not supposed to be part of their lives. I just deal with what is. And of course, you're going to be asking me, what am I talking about at this point over here? Well, when you run into situations like that, then you'll tell me. There's your one thing. Because for me, that one thing still trips me up and still triggers me left and right. I did that yesterday, and it's kicking my ass today. Family. The word and everything else associated with it, however remotely. Because it matters that much, and it hurts that badly. And losing loved ones, the hardest damn thing anybody else could go through. And you're supposed to be okay, and you're supposed to be fine, but you never are. You never are, and that's supposed to be. You're supposed to move on. You're supposed to function. You're supposed to. And sometimes you don't even have a choice. You have to function. You have to exist. Living is a different thing altogether. I don't know what it's like to live without the loss of those, except to put on a moleskin and not feel anything anymore. Just function like a damn robot. But I'm not going to be judgmental about someone else's mental status, except they're going to be demonstrating it to be a complete idiot and trying to ruin people's lives by being an ultimate Karen, being a narcissistic, egotistical megalomania, then I'll say something about that damn thing right there. Forcing your will upon somebody else's, nah, not kosher, not cool, not right, never is. I never did accept the notion that I'm going to have to deal with someone else's Karen's point of view, what things I should or shouldn't be because of their major contention about their conniption fits. And you're going to be posting it on social media. Keep this in mind. They're a big ass bulletin board, and you're a target every time you keep posting stuff up there. You're going to be criticized, critiqued every which way, shape, or loose. I said what I said. I don't care. They'll say anything rotten mean about me, and I'll just say, bring it on, asshole. There's my front door. Come on in. Deal with the bug war. Want some cockroaches? I got some for you. Trick or treat. I am what I am right now. I deal with what I deal with. You don't like it? I don't give a flying hoot. Of course, I can be really guttural about my damn language, but right now, this morning, I really don't care. I'm too damn. I'm still trying to identify it. Again, I'm sorry about this friend of mine that I was insensitive to him. When you start caring about people, when you start caring about what they think and feel, it matters. It still tells you something that you're still human. You still care. And other people matter in your life. And if they don't, well, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. Unless you're a total robot. Borg. They have no feelings. I've got feelings. People just have a hard time trying to deal with me, that's all. Other people will deal with me because I treat them as decent human beings. As the other ones are not treating everybody else as a decent human being, I probably got a little twitchy on that one. And making fun of a young lady who's living her life, telling people this is how she's living her life today. Just for that day. Is there a major conniption fit? Yeah, because you got these two assholes out there who think that they know better. I got a feeling that they don't know how to deal with their own lives either. I could do the same thing to the gentleman I've got an issue with across the ways. About a few yards away from my own front door, I've got this asshole right there. And I can be just as angry and frustrated and pissed off at him because my ego would tell me so. And the only thing I feel is pity and sorry for the son of a bitch. I hate losing friends. Sure as hell hate losing family members. And there have been sometimes I lose sleep over this asshole. Because the problem is, I still care a little bit about the son of a bitch. He will be what he will, and I'm not going to stress over it. I'm just going to deal with what I got to deal with. So right now, you don't mind, after this video, crawl back to bed. Because if you guys have been following my videos, you do realize I'm back in school again. I got homework I'm buried my ass alive in. And right now, that takes more important and more precedent. That takes more of a priority at this point that I have to worry about that paperwork instead of dealing with some lunatics assholes who are talking about this young lady and just want to belittle her like crazy because they don't have a life. They never had. And if they're going to be belittling people, they already lost it a long time ago. To me, they're zombies. And I don't give a shit about anyone but themselves. Of course, I could call them like as Karens. Borg, they would have to have no feelings, no soul, just machine. I don't know. Maybe I only call them Karens and just leave it at that. Okay. Enough said.